This time we're going to be doing the Sonic Blaster, as used by Captain Jack and River Song. And basically what this allowed you to do is it shot a square hole in a wall or floor, ceiling, whatever, but it wasn't permanent. Basically they would shoot again a moment later and the wall or ceiling or anything would just come right back. So basically let's just begin, and I want to test this on my little house here. So we just put this in our offhand. And it kind of messes up with non-solid blocks, but like slabs and lanterns and whatnot don't do so well. But you saw there were some particles, and the wall completely is gone, and there's this 3x3 hole. But then we can walk literally like anywhere. We don't even have to be right next to it anymore. And then if we put it back, it reappears in a puff of particles, which is just so cool. We can do this with literally anything. Again, non-solid blocks are glitchy, so this may work a little weirdly with the trapdoors. It didn't really do it with the trapdoors. It does like whatever's like right in front of you, basically. But like, again, you don't have to be right in front of it in order to bring it back, so we could walk away, and then there you go. It comes back in a puff of particles. We could come up to here, for example, and dig into this mountain a little bit, and then bring it back. And we could take away part of this tree and bring it back. So how does this all work? Well, we start here, and this is just testing for execute if entity has in their offhand slot leather horse armor with the name Sonic Blaster. Obviously you can change that to whatever you want, and I also made it unless the entity has the tag inside, so that you can't activate this inside the TARDIS. Like if we try, nothing happens, and nothing happens on that comparator. So yeah, what is it actually doing? Well, that starts right here, and this is executing at the player with that same leather horse armor with the name Sonic Blaster in their offhand, unless they're inside the TARDIS. Run, summon, armor stand. So these carrots can be placed in place of the tildes, and basically they just mean it's relative to where you're looking, so 0.5 blocks up and 2 blocks in front of the player. And then we just do custom name, blaster marker, invisible 1, invulnerable 1, and no gravity 1, basically so that it doesn't move from where it is summoned. And then this is just so that it isn't seen, obviously, and can't be killed. And then a moment later, this repeater goes off, and this does 3 things. It does execute as blaster marker, add at S, run clone the area directly around it, basically a 3x3x3 block around it. It will clone that to a certain location, and that location is right here, basically. So if we remove this, you'll see that we have just a 3x3x3 area, which I have marked in safety colors just because, why not? But it'll clone it to there, basically. You just need to designate a place for it to clone, that area around the armor stand, and then it'll directly after, it will fill that area with air, replacing the blocks in there, and it needs to have this block first and then this one, so it clones and then replaces. And then after that it does a particle at its location, which is the sneeze particle for like a panda, for example. And basically I just did that 1 block deltas. The speed is 0, so they don't really like move in any direction, and then the count is 100. And then force just means that it will be forced for players even if they don't have the particles turned on. And then right here we have, as you see, a redstone torch on the other side of this command block, so that when it turns off, these will all 3 turn on. So what does this do first? This does execute as the blaster marker, add at S, run clone this area here to its coordinates, basically. And that is this in here. So basically, it clones it in here, fills the area with air, but then this would bring it back afterwards. And so this is obviously just this location here from like this corner to this corner. And then this right here is just doing a corner in front of the armor stand. And then this is the sneeze particle, exactly the same as the other command. And then finally, there's a repeater, so this happens a moment later. And what it does is it kills the blaster marker armor stand. So to demonstrate one last time and just walk you through what's happening as it happens, we stand here, and when we put this in our offhand, it's summoning an armor stand right here, And everything from like this corner to this corner is basically removed and cloned to that area inside the command block room. And then when the time comes and we put this back into our main hand, it replaces it in a puff of particles, basically. And like I said, basically this armor stand, it marks where you clone these blocks from and where to fill them in with air, and then it's going to mark where to bring back the blocks once you put this in your offhand, which is why it doesn't matter if you walk away, you can still put it back in your offhand and the blocks will come back. So yeah, this has been my tutorial on the Sonic Blaster, which I believe is also known as the Squareness Gun. And one thing I'd like to add to this in the future, just for fun, is the Warden particles once I update to 1.19, because the kind of Sonic Blast particles, funnily enough, given a similar name, they do kind of look like the Sonic Blaster's particles from the show, so that might be kind of cool. But, you know, that's as easy as just summoning different particles. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. I have been Tbo2. Be sure to subscribe, to follow my Instagram, Tbo2it, to follow my Twitter, which is also Tbo2it, to join my Discord, and lastly, have a nice day. Goodbye.